Have you ever tried to feel compassion for yourself but felt like you were just giving it lip service? This is a common occurrence on the journey of evolution. People who are awake will often talk a good talk long before they actually learn how to walk their talk. It can take time to learn to apply the necessary tools to create lasting change. The tool of compassion, while so beautifully simple, is often the most challenging of energies to access. You will see people who preach peace beating themselves up inside when they don't feel peace themselves. People who say that mistakes are okay will be criticizing themselves for what they perceive to be their own imperfections. People who talk about the value of good nutrition will be getting down on themselves for having one bite of a decadent dessert. People who are committed to living sustainably will be guilt-tripping over the one time they forgot to bring their own shopping bag. You get the idea. The deal is that what you resist persists. Let me say that again. What you resist persists. This means that until you can meld the internal resistance with compassion, you may find yourself giving lots of lip service toward whatever is upsetting your inner peace. At times when I was not able to access compassion for myself inside of myself, I always stayed stuck in my old belief, which caused repetitive fear-based thoughts to arise, which subsequently led to feeling awful inside. I could mentally pay lip service to a new belief 100 times. I could repeat positive affirmations until my face was blue. But that belief would not shift until I was able to access the energy of compassion and actually feel the compassion inside of myself. Feel the compassionate self-forgiveness on the inside for the suffering this belief had caused me. I can remember finding it very easy to apply compassion to the parts of myself that felt hurt. But when I was faced with the parts of myself that had done the hurting, forget it. It was very challenging for me to muster any compassion for myself. Yet, hurt and hurtful are just two sides of the same coin. This is someone who feels hurt will often lash out at others. This is a normal, natural response. If I could have compassion for myself for when I felt hurt, couldn't I also have compassion for myself for the times I acted out from that place of hurt? There was a part inside of me that said no, emphatically. Here, because I was now listening to myself internally with compassion, I was able to respond to that voice with loving. I hear that. I hear that you think that if you hurt someone, you don't deserve compassion. Can you tell me more about why not? Because I was holding in love and neutrality, this part of my consciousness was then able to just blurt out a whole string of reasons. Because it's not okay to hurt people. Hurting people is bad, wrong, unacceptable, mean, stupid. Here I could see that as long as there was a part of myself that was still holding in right wrong about my past behavior, viewing what I had done as not okay or unacceptable, I wouldn't be able to view that part of myself with compassion. I'd stay stuck in the suffering in that area. So I had to work with the critical part of myself first that was still stuck in that wrong-right reality, applying compassion for all of the judgmental, good-bad thinking that I'd bought into. Only after I applied tons of healing compassion to my inner critic was I able to let that part melt a little bit, relent and soften enough to allow me to embrace the hurtful part. Are you withholding compassion from any part of your own consciousness? Any part of you that you feel is undeserving? Be willing to look deeply at where you're still beating yourself up inside. Compassion is the single most important part of updating your belief system. If you want freedom, you will need to persist until you can feel compassion toward yourself in each and every situation that brings you suffering. The truth is that every part of yourself is loving, no matter how you have acted. And every part of yourself deserves to feel your own compassion. Getting compassion to all of the parts can sometimes require patience, lots of listening time, and repeat application. Incredibly, as you apply compassion to yourself regularly, the old fear-based beliefs will begin to eagerly lift, and new, healthier ones will quickly take hold. Each time you integrate a new belief, your fear-based thinking will lessen, and your positive, supportive thinking will begin to come more naturally. Say, all of my parts are worthy of compassion. I now apply my compassion liberally. Action step. Let go of beating yourself up and begin to apply the compassion liberally to every part of your consciousness. Declaration. Every part of me is loving. And that includes the parts of me that are still stuck in suffering. In order to heal, I now respond by applying compassion liberally, wherever it is needed, within my own consciousness. I am so deserving of my own love and compassion. Many blessings of joy and vibrant freedom